Hello world, welcome to the channel update for May, because that's what month it is. So it's been a while since I made a video because games have been kind of making me sad. Well, most of the games I talked about on this channel. And before I go into a rant, which I probably will, I'm just going to say that instead of covering or talking about specific games, I think I'm just going to talk about things going on in the game industry. So I can still make the videos because I like doing that and not feel like I'm beholden to any certain game or company and then questioning whether I want to support that game or company when stupid, sleazy bullshit happens. Instead, I could just not have to worry about that and still make videos. And then inflict my big dumb opinion on stupid things to you. So let's just go into the ranting portion now because there's a lot of things to rant about, so I'll try not to be too long. But in general, the two games I talked about, obviously, were Champions Online and Fallout 4. I mean, Fallout 4 isn't really about that game. It's more about Bethesda being stupid. But in terms of Champions, I went back after, 9 or 10 months. It's really been that long, 9 or 10 months. And I went back to see, maybe they fixed their stupid. And it does not seem like it. Spoilers, nothing changed, really. They had more loot boxes come out in that time, obviously. But, no content, like not even a power set revamp, which I would have expected in all that time, but really seems like nothing has happened. Maybe the player base just went right down the toilet after the stupid with their subscription services, but apparently they're gearing up for a 10-year anniversary, and it's like, I mean, unless they're really gonna do a blowout that includes grandfathering and all those former gold subscribers, I just don't see it mattering. And then for Bethesda, I'm kind of conflicted here because there's some absolutely fantastic mods that come out for Fallout and Skyrim, and I like the idea of supporting the mod community, but after Fallout 76, I don't understand how a company could just inflict so much pain and suffering onto themselves. They did such a horrible job with everything for months. I mean, shit was in the news for stupidity for months. It just the not canvas bag thing, I mean, that would have been a whole month's worth of bullshit on its own. It's just, how does one company fail so badly with a single game? And I know that the whole Bethesda's problems have been years in the making, but they really, really doubled down with Fallout 76 and they're stupid. And I'm actually kind of glad that Elder Scrolls Blades, even though it's just another stupid mobile game with wait timers and garbage cash shop-y bullshit, it's not in the news constantly for their stupid. That's really sad that I'm saying this about a game that I'm happy that it's just another stupid, crappy mobile wait timers, free-to-play bullshit game. But man, at least it's not in the news constantly. Anthem. Oh my god, I'm so sick of Anthem. I'm just sick of hearing about it. And the game isn't that terrible. I did play it. I got it with my graphics card. I finally decided to update. And the only game that looked interesting to me was Anthem. So I went ahead and got that. It's not too bad. It's kind of a mixed bag. There's some things about it that are kind of shit, and there's some things that are really awesome. Like the flying is freaking amazing. And I know people shat on the story, but there's a lot of really interesting characters. The main story campaign is boring garbage, and I wish they hadn't done it the way they had. The whole you are the hero of the story thing is so done to death. I think the story would have been a lot better if you were just a freelancer. You were just another one of this, group of people that goes out and tries to blow up monsters or whatever. But the flying is fantastic, and some of the characters are way better than I would have thought. The main story campaign is boring crap. But, they had a lot of, some of the stuff was just from the gaming media. The gaming media makes me sad, too. They've been for a while with some of the stuff that they just reported on was stupid. Some random person on Reddit saying shit is not a credible source of news. It's like, I would expect a journalist, a person whose freaking job it is to report on news, to spend a couple minutes contacting an official source for an official quote and not using dumb, gossipy bullshit as news. I mean, Anthem's been crapped on since it was announced at E3, so did anyone really expect it to do well? I sure as hell didn't. I was so sick and tired of the freaking news around Anthem by the time it launched. I never would have bought that game. I don't know why the hell anyone expected otherwise. It's like the game got crapped on. Of course it got crap reviews. That was like what everyone expected. I don't think it's an amazing game. And obviously, BioWare is freaking shitty-ass leadership, which... That Jason Schreier article, I don't know why people praise it so much. It's like, didn't tell me anything I didn't already know. It's like, well, no shit, BioWare has garbage leadership. Where have you been all these years? I mean, isn't BioWare, didn't they themselves say that EA saved their bacon when they were bought? I mean, think about that. This is something that they said, like, the developer said this at a panel, like, a couple years ago. It was 2017? I forget what the panel was. You could probably look it up. But, in 2007, wasn't that, like, the golden age of BioWare? Why the hell were they having financial problems? You're talking about Baldur's Gate, BioWare, Neverwinter Nights, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and Mass Effect. The first one came out in 2007. It's like, why the hell are they having financial problems? Unless they have shitty leadership, which obviously that was the answer. Shitty leadership. No duh. That is really the only reason why you would have so many financial problems despite so much success. If you have major financial problems that your studio is about to go under, despite having all these games selling millions of copies, yeah... That's like a surprise to no one. I don't really like the games media. They don't really do investigative stories that I would be interested in. I would love to see some investigations on, like, for instance, since we're talking about BioWare, Electronic Arts. I mean, they get crapped on a lot for some things, and I can understand why people immediately think EA is the bad guys, because they do have morons in their C-suite that say stupid shit in public, because, you know, that's a thing. But some things that are attributed to, like the Frostbite engine, people just immediately crap on EA for that. But BioWare came out and said that, no, we chose to use this fussy, crybaby shit software because I don't know why the hell they decided that. I mean, obviously their leadership is garbage and what the hell they're doing. But that was not an EA thing. And then Respawn was in the news for something. I forgot what it was. I think it was like the loot boxes or something. And everyone just attributed it to Electronic Arts. But no, Respawn was like, no, that was our decision. We decided to do that stupid thing that make everyone not like that. And you've seen developers comment on how EA is pretty hands-off. I actually believe that. That would not surprise me at all. Because the people that run EA seem to not really give a shit about anything as long as they look good on paper. Which means nothing else matters. They don't give a damn if BioWare is using Frostbite or if they're using whatever the hell software they want. They don't give a damn how Respawn does their loot boxes or season passes or any of that shit. As long as they're making the money, they don't really care. And I think some of the problems are self-inflicted. I mean, obviously BioWare has always had a huge problem with their leadership. And then Respawn, I think after seeing the delicious dollars from the Battle Royale game, they are probably going to fall down the greed hole like Bethesda has. I don't really have any faith whatsoever in that new Star Wars game. I know people say that the Titanfall 2 campaign was fantastic, but that was before the Battle Royale dollars. I actually kind of hate Battle Royale games because of what they are. I'm sure people have fun in them, but when I look at a Battle Royale game, I see the bare minimum of a game that the developers can get away with making for the sole purpose of reaping in all the dollars they can. And it's like, think about how little goes into a Battle Royale game. You generally don't have NPCs. I mean, that alone is huge. Think about all the shit that goes into making an NPC. You got, like, your concept art, your backstories, you have, like, combat AI, you have, like, you know, you're wandering around AI, you have to place them in certain positions. I mean, you have to, like, if you interact with them, like, there's so much shit that goes into just NPCs. And not having those is, like, so much less work. And then they usually don't have very many maps. I mean, most of the time they just seem to have one. I think PUBG has a couple maps. I mean, but, you know, your typical role-playing village probably has more put into it because, and just for the village, plus all the other shit goes in your typical game. I mean, honestly, if a company can't make a Battle Royale game that's decent, I would have no faith in them to make any other type of game because they generally require a ton more work. And then you always, of course, you have your season passes and stuff. I mean, what is a season pass? You mostly get cosmetic shit. I mean, I guess in terms of free-to-play, selling cosmetic shit is one of the better ways to do it, but it's actually a pretty good way to do it. I don't know. I just look at Battle Royale games, I'm like, it's just, to me, it's so cynical. I can't bring myself to try and play them. I mean, I downloaded Fortnite and Apex Legends. ended up uninstalling them without actually ever launching them once. I don't know. I can't get over the whole, this is barely a game and all they want is my money. And it's so blatant about it. I mean, I know that's kind of the point. You know, people make a game, they want my money so they can keep making games. But man, it's like, I don't like it. I mean, of course, I love how Respawn tried to talk shit about Epic. Like, oh, we just want our workers not to have crunch. And like, Apex Legends' problem isn't the amount of content, it's the quality of the content. I mean, people crapped hardcore all over their season pass being full of sadness and failure. So, yeah. Epic had the crunch because of Fortnite trying to remain popular. It's like, that is, to me, completely asinine to try to keep the game popular. I mean, think about how many people are in the world. I think we're at 7.7 billion people in the world. And if only a tiny fraction of those people play games, that is a shitload of people that could potentially be customers for tons of games as a service with like no overlap, and everyone could do well. I mean, and who really is competing with freaking Fortnite anyway? I mean, PUBG, well, they've already eclipsed, and it's not going to get released in China anyway, so, I mean, they're kind of winning. Fortnite's probably already in China, considering Tencent owns, 40% of Epic? Yeah, that shit's already in China. PUBG isn't never going to be as popular as Fortnite, just because it's not going to get a China release, which that's like a couple billion people that are never even going to play that game. And then Apex Legends kind of screwed themselves over with having poor quality content. And not even the amount, it's just the quality has been, from what I understand, has not been very good. I mean, I've just seen so many people get pissed off about the quality problems with the game. Not even the quantity, the quality. So they're definitely not competing. Funny thing, you could go to Google Trends and see the trend for Apex Legend, and it just tanked. Like, within a couple weeks, it just bottomed out. It's like, that's what happens when you buy your audience and then you don't capitalize on that. Because as far as I know, Apex Legends is a fun game. It's just they totally dropped the ball hardcore on capitalizing on that. That's kind of another reason why I have no faith in Respawn's future, because like, they had this opportunity to just make so much money and really dominate with Apex Legends, and they just blew it so bad so far. And I haven't seen them do anything to rectify that huge problem. I guess I should stop here. I mean, I could keep complaining about video games and they're stupid, but I don't know. I'll probably come up with more later. I mean, there's so much stupid to talk about.